Hi guys, welcome to a new week. Today, we are going to be looking at Euro USD for next week. When you come to the monthly time frame, there's a trend line that is running across this area. Uh, yeah, this is looking like the third touch of the trend line around this area. We have this push towards the upside. The market came back here to touch it again for the second time, and this is the third time. So, as you know, the principles of price action states that if the market touch for the third touch of the trend line, there's going to be a massive sell. And this is now looking like a triple top around this area. We have the first top here. This is looking like the second top, and this is looking like the third top here around this area. So this is like a triple top around this area. When you come closely into the market, you're going to see that the market has formed a several consolidation around this area. And this market is now looking like a sell. But if you check, you have this region around this area that the market is presently testing, which is a major zone. Once the market break the major zone, we are going to have a massive sell towards the downside. So on the monthly time frame, I am bearish on Euro USD as of this week. We're bearish. So I go back to my weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, what am I looking at on the weekly time frame? I check the minor support level. So this, what I can see here is a triple top on the monthly time frame, or kind of a triple top in addition to a head, left shoulder, and a right shoulder around this region. So, and we're looking for the neckline. So the neckline in this case can be around this region or around this region. So both can be the neckline. So, however, I'm kind of favoring this area because this is also the structural region around this consolidation, this lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and the market normally is supposed to come back to touch this region around this area. So structure, I'm looking at structure. That is why I'm still favoring the market to come to this area to retest this area for next week before they drop towards the downside. So let's come to the daily time frame. You're going to see what I'm saying clearly. On the daily time frame at this region, we're going to be looking at what the price is doing. We have structural region, double top around this region. We have a low, we have a lower low, we have a low, we have a lower low. If you check the nature of the previous correction, you're going to see that the market has tested this level successfully. There's a little bit of dip into the structural region. Then we have this drop towards the downside, and there's a little bit of dip towards the structural region around this area. So that is why I think that the market would dip a little bit here towards the structural region for a continuation to the downside. So that's my thought on Euro USD. However, this is a major zone, so we're going to be watching this level. Once we have a sell, I'm going to be placing my entrance region around this area. Then my stop loss is going, TP1 is going to be at the 100% retracement of the move, which is this area. Then TP2 is going to be around this area. So, I might take multiple position on this trade next week. So depending if we have depending on the nature of the break of this region, if we have a massive break towards the downside, so I will be adding more position as we go. But if we break the 100% retracement, the market is going to come to this region. So I'm looking forward for Euro USD to come back to 1.1200. So that's my thought on Euro USD as of today. So I'm looking for a pullback towards this region and a drop towards the downside. I am bearish on Euro USD as of next week. So the next pair that I'm going to be checking is DXY. DXY is Euro USD inverted, as you know. We'll come back to our monthly time frame. DXY is giving a bullish move as of the moment. So we have a trend line that is running that the market rejected from this region. We have this consolidation on the monthly time frame. Then we have this drop We have this consolidation, then we have this move towards the upside. We have consolidation, we have this move towards the upside. And if you check very closely, you're going to see that the previous consolidation on the monthly time frame is just looking exactly like the present consolidation that is forming as of the moment. And we are currently bullish on the monthly time frame. So, and you know that what I just explained on Euro USD is this. If we're bearish on Euro USD, we're going to be bullish on DXY. So Euro USD is DXY inverted. So we'll come back to our weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, basically, what am I checking? The minor support level around this area. So this is the level that we're looking out for on the weekly time frame. So this is our level. So market has currently tested that level properly as of the moment. I am seeing the XY to be bullish for the week. So although let's come back to our daily time frame, this is now looking, let's check the nature of the previous correction on the daily time frame. This is now looking like a base before the takeoff. This is looking like a double bottom base here before the takeoff. This is looking like a double bottom base before the takeoff. So if you look at the current consolidation that is presently forming, it's looking like the base is not yet complete. If you check this one, this is looking like 1, 2, 3, 4 days of consolidation around this area. If you check this one, 1, 2, 3, 4 days of consolidation around this area. So I'm expecting a Euro DXY to play around this region for maybe another 2 days around this region, then a move towards the upside. So I am bullish on DXY as of the moment. Just 2 more days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the market is going to take off from this region. That's my thought on DXY. I am bullish on DXY, 80% bullish. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is GDP-JPY. As you know, we'll come back to our monthly time frame on GDP-JPY. What am I seeing on GDP-JPY? So we have a triple bottom around this area. We have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction. So the market is currently showing a sign of exhaustion around this region, as I can see around this region. So if you check back, you're going to see that this is a major supply level that dropped the market downward. So we'll come back to our weekly time frame. As of the moment on the monthly time frame, we're bullish on GDP-JPY. We'll come back to our weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, what am I looking at? This is looking like a bullish move as of the moment. It's still looking bullish. However, we're going to be careful around this region, because this region is what brought the market downwards. The market did not close above. If you check properly, the market did not close above. The market actually closed at the top. So we are going to be very careful because that area can easily reverse the market towards the downside. So let's come back to our daily time frame. What am I looking at on the daily time frame? This is what I'm looking at on the daily time frame. If the market form a series of consolidation around this area, like a 4-hour, we're going to check the base on the 4-hour in this case. We're going to check the base. I'm looking for a base formation around this area. If I see a base formation around this area, then I'm going to be considering a buy, like a 3-4 candle formation around this area on the 4-hour time frame, looking bullish, then a break of the counter trend line. However, in the case of GDP-JPY, if I see a break of structure, if I see a break of this structural region down below, then I'm going to be expecting a move towards the upside and a continuation to the downside. So that's my thought on GDP-JPY as of this week. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is Brent oil. Brent oil is what I'm looking at. Let's go back to the monthly time frame. What am I looking at on the monthly time frame on Brent oil? We have a series of correction, consolidation around this area. We have a move towards the upside. We have a correction. We have a move towards the upside. So this is now looking like a double top. However, the volatility of the market as of the time that this market dropped towards the downside is a little bit high, maybe due to the war. Donald Trump speaking and all those shit. So let's come back to our weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, because of the nature of the move that the market dropped downwards, I'm expecting a buy towards the upside because there is no retest of the neckline. If you see, we have a double top around this area. The market is supposed to at least come and retest the neckline. So that is the principles and the laws of price action. So there's a consolidation around this area. So I'm bullish on Brent oil as of the moment. I'm expecting Brent oil to come back to 92 region. As of the moment, I'm expecting Brent oil to come back to 92.7 region. So that's my thought on weekly time frame. Then I'm looking for on the daily time frame, however, I'm looking for a push downwards towards the downside for a proper base around this area. These are the two regions that I'm looking at, which I already placed my orders already. So I'm expecting the market to come towards this area to retest this region. However, this is looking like a neckline as well. So if the market fail to test this region, that is why I put my counter trend line around this area. If we have a break of the counter trend line, then I'm going to be placing market execution on this trade for a buy. So the market can either come to this region. If the market fail to come to this region, if the market breaks this counter trend line, then I'm going to be considering a buy. 4-hour candle close break above, then I'm going to be placing a market execution for a buy for oil. So that's my thought on oil as of this week. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is AUD New Zealand. AUD New Zealand, I took advantage of the move, but I missed it out. Let's look if we can take another entry of this move. Why I'm skeptical about AUD New Zealand, because last month actually closed bullish, extremely bullish. It's looking like it will continue towards the upside, but we have had a series of bullish moves, so I'm expecting a little bit of correction or a consolidation, maybe for continuation to the upside or a drop towards the downside. So that's why I'm skeptical about the bearish move. So, but there's a confirmation already this week that the market is going to be bearish. So let's go back to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, however, we can see a double top formation around this area. This is a weekly double top, and we have a bearish candle as of last week. So I'm just looking for a pullback towards the neckline region for a continuation to the sell. So, however, there is two levels that I'm going to be watching out for. I'm going to be watching out for the structure, and I'm also going to be watching out for this level as well. This level can be the level to actually drop the market downward. So let's mark it out. This level, let's mark it out. So on the daily time frame, we're going to come and see what the market is doing. Okay, I see why the market can actually push downwards from this region, but I'm expecting the market to come back to test the structural region around this area, the structural region around this area. I'm expecting the market to come back and test the structural region around this point. So I'm going to be I'm going to be placing my orders. My sell position is going to be like this. My stop loss is going to be above structure. Then my TP is going to be this region. First take profit is going to be this region. Second take profit is going to be this region. And I'm looking for the overall take profit to be around this region. So that's my thought on AUD New Zealand as of the moment. Then the next pair that I'm going to be looking at GDP USD. GDP USD, I don't know why GDP USD is looking bullish to me as of the moment, but let me do the analysis of what I'm seeing as of the moment. So we have a push towards the upside, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction. We have a series of consolidation around this region. Then the market is looking, this level was the level I was thinking is going to drop the market downward, because if you look previously at this market structure, you're going to see this level actually drop the market downward. So this level potentially could easily drop the market downward, which I am actually expecting on the monthly time frame. Then let's come back to weekly time frame. What is the weekly time frame saying? The weekly time frame is actually looking bullish as of the moment. maybe the market wants to give a third touch of the trend line before the drop. So I'm actually favoring the Euro USD move. And when Euro USD is bearish, GDP USD is going to be bearish. All the dollar pairs are going to be bearish. So due to that fact, so I'm still expecting a bearish move on Euro USD. However, on GDP USD, however, because GDP USD is still looking bullish as of the moment, I'm going to be expecting a break of the counter trend line. I'm expecting a break of the counter trend line. Then I will be placing 4-hour candle close. I'll be placing my trade for the buy. So if you see on the 4-hour time frame, the market is giving a sign of exhaustion around this area. So I'm expecting the market this week. I'm expecting the market to play around this region for a while, maybe 2 more days or 3 more days around Wednesday. Then if I have a break 4-hour candle close of the counter trend line, I'm going to be expecting to sell this market towards the downside. So that's my thought on GDP USD as of the moment. The next pair that I'm going to be checking is BTC. What is BTC doing? As of last week, I took a BTC buy position, but I left the position. I don't know for whatsoever reason why I left the position for a small loss. But the market is kind of not moving, it's kind of slowing down. So maybe this pair is looking like consolidation to me as of the moment. This is 100% retracement. This area can easily push the market upward. However, the market is looking very sluggish as of the moment. That was why I left BTC as of last week. So, however, as of this week, the market is still looking kind of bullish to me, but I'm not ready to take advantage of this BTC move as of the moment because it's not looking correct in my eye. I don't know exactly why. I'm not comfortable with this trade as of this week. So we're going to be moving. This is just consolidation that is happening. Simple is just consolidation. So I'm not comfortable taking this trade as of this week. So I'm going to be looking at other pairs to take advantage of other pairs that are very clear to me. So the next pair that I'm going to be checking is AUD USD. AUD USD is looking clean as well. I like what I see on AUD USD. On the monthly time frame, is very, very bearish. However, we have a monthly major zone region that the market is presently testing, but we're bearish on AUD USD as of the month. So we have the structural region, the market tests here several times, tests here several times. And the market is presently testing around this major zone, so on the monthly time frame. So let's drop back to our weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, I'm checking the structural region, the minor structural region, and in this case, the AUD USD, the minor structural region is around this area. So this is where I'm checking. So and the market is presently testing around that region. So that's why I drew my counter trend line around this area. Once we have a break of this counter trend line, then we're going to have a continuation to the downside. So that's my thought on AUD USD, because if you see on the daily time frame, we're going to see a structural double top region plus a head and shoulder pattern around this area. Then we have a drop, we have a correction, we have a drop, and we have a correction. This is looking like the third consolidation, first, second, third consolidation. So, and you know, the third consolidation, either the market is going to test this region, that is the third touch of the trend line, or the market will just top at the structural region around this area. So that's my thought. For have a 4-hour candle break, we are going to be careful around this region because this is a major support level. So that's my thought on AUD USD as of the moment. So Japan 225, I also like Japan 225 because Japan 225, I'm just waiting for a break of. If you check on the monthly time frame, what the candle is doing on the monthly time frame is looking like it's correcting high, 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 low, high, 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 low, higher, high, higher, low. When you come back to the weekly time frame, it's just this right here is most likely a manipulation around this region. That's why the market dropped. I took the trade too early as of last week. That's why I got stopped out with this weak rejection around this area. So presently, I'm going to be waiting for the break of the counter trend line. Once I have a break of the counter trend line, then a pullback, then a retest for a continuation to the upside. So this week, this is just a manipulation, which the market took me out for a stop loss around a Japan 225. I like the trade. This is just looking like a simple high, low, higher, low, higher, low. So this is a break of the counter trend line. Then we have a continuation to the upside. So that's my thought on. I took the trade too early. I took the trade too early around this region. So the market just stopped me out around this region. So which I'm okay with. So once we have a break of the counter trend line, then this trade is going to see a major move towards the upside. So that's my thought on Japan 225 as of this week. So this week, I'm going to be letting the trade to pass by until I see a break of the counter trend line for continuation to the upside. That's my thought as of the moment. Then US 30 is looking bullish as of this week. You can take advantage of, it's almost at the top already. It's a simple basic high, low, higher, low, higher, low, higher, low. And this is also a high. We are getting to the region around this area. So there's nothing to trade around this area. It's already looking getting to the top, except if we have a break of this level. There's nothing to trade. It's just a little. The market is going to touch this area, but it's just a little pips. There's nothing to trade around this area. Just wait for the market to break above, retest, then continuation to the upside. So as of the moment, US 30, I'm not trading US 30. I'm going to be standing on my hands. There's nothing here to trade. Market is going to get to this region, but this is just a little move. But let's see what the market is going to do around this region. So that's my thought on the market analysis for this week. Let's see how the market is going to play out for the week.